Hey, what's going on? Coach Idris here. I wanted to have a discussion today about New Year's resolutions. Happy New Year's to everybody out there. I think that New Year's resolutions, if you guys are having one this year, I think it's a great thing to do because you kind of resetting. I think it's a great thing to reset. I think, no matter what you did last year, you want to either, if it's been a great year, you want to come to the next year and do even better. If it was a down year, you want to rebound from it. But I think it's a good thing to do. And a lot of people, some people you hear people who are very negative about things go, "Oh, New Year's resolutions are stupid. You never do them anyway." You're the one not doing it, right? So it's not that it's stupid to do. It's never stupid to plan something good for yourself. Now, coming through with it and completing it, that's the problem. And I think that's what this discussion is going to be about today. Okay, we're coming into a new year. We have things that we want to achieve. How do we achieve those things, especially when it comes to our health and fitness? I don't really like to talk about weight loss. I think we're doing ourselves a disservice when all we talk about is losing weight. I think that's one of the biggest problems. We need to be honest. Some of the things that I believe are causing people problems, my clients in particular that I've spoken to over the years, 30 something years, almost 40 years in the industry, my own personal things and people that I've trained and worked with is the truth. A lot of people aren't very honest. They tell themselves things that don't help them achieve goals. Like, I don't really care. I don't really care what I weigh. I don't care what I look like. As long as I'm a good person. Yeah, everybody wants to be a good person, but I don't care who you are. You want to look and feel your best. And if you don't, it's because you're depressed. Okay, so if you actually don't want to look and feel your absolute best, that's another whole other issue that you have to deal with. But if you're in a good place and you understand life and you understand what you want to do with your life, you want to look and feel amazing. Whatever that is, everybody has their own different view of what that is, but that's exactly what you want. So if you're not feeling that way and you don't feel your best, you don't feel you being your best, you don't feel you look your best, don't lie to yourself and say you don't because it's hard to do. All the best things in life are hard to achieve. Okay, if you have a great career, it wasn't easy to do. If you're the best baseball player in your school, you have to work hard at it. If you're the best, pianist, you worked hard at it. All the great things in life come from sacrifice and hard work. Two things a lot of people don't want to do. They don't want to sacrifice anything and they don't want to work hard. And they think they work hard. You hear people all the time, I've done everything. No, you haven't. You've done all the easy stuff. You've taken pills. You've tried working out for a few months. You've tried dieting for a couple of weeks. Doing everything, number one, tells me that you're not doing the right thing. You're doing everything but the right thing. You're reaching out. And don't get me wrong, it's not always your fault because my industry, and I think anyone who knows me knows how I feel about the fitness industry, it bothers me a lot how much they lie to people and tell people that you can eat donuts and still lose weight. You can eat pizza and still, the same things that put weight on you, they're now telling you you can still have these things and lose weight. You can have this in your life, even though you know those things caused you your problems. Now they're telling you that, oh, you can still have them if you do this, if you take Golo, if you take this pill, if you shoot this HCG, if you do this diet. It's all of these weird contraptions and diets and paleos and all this weird stuff so that we can eat donuts and pizza and all this kind. And it still doesn't work because 90% of people who lose weight regain it. So if 90% of people who lose weight regain it, 90% of the people are doing it wrong. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's only one way to achieve your goals in life, whether it's weight loss goals, muscle building goals, career goals, family goals, relationship goals. It doesn't matter. There's only one way to do it. And that's the hard way. Okay. That's with discipline, commitment, and a strategy. And goals. You got to set goals. So number one, stop lying to yourself, telling yourself things just to make yourself feel better for the moment. Because in the long run, you're not going to feel better. The pitfalls that we fall into with self-deception is amazing. We know how we really feel, but we'll tell everybody around us different. You see it with marketing right now. A lot of the marketing, I just found out today that Vanity, what is it called? Victoria's Secrets, after all of the studies and everything that they did as far as their advertising, doing all the plus size advertising and the trans advertising and stuff, they're losing tons and tons of money. And it's not because people don't care about plus size people. It's not because people don't care about trans people. It's not marketable to push unhealthy or things that people believe to be unhealthy things at them. I mean, obesity is a disease and it kills people, so I don't have a product. I've had people ask me, what do you think when you see someone who's obese? And I go, I think about their health. It's not an attraction thing to me. It's a health issue to me. It's visceral fat surrounding someone's heart, someone's lungs. That could kill someone. So I don't believe it's okay to push a disease on people just so the person feels good about themselves. I don't want you feeling bad about yourself, but I also don't want you to think that you can't die doing this, because you could actually die doing this. So I think, we shouldn't beat people up for these things, but we also shouldn't make it like it's okay, because it's not okay. Health-wise, it's not okay. And now as far as looks and all that, that's your business. I'm not here to talk about how pretty somebody is, okay? I'm talking about health. Having a strong heart, having a heart that doesn't have fat invading it and visceral fat making your heart twice the size it's supposed to be. That's why a lot of people, I've been in gyms for 40 years and I've seen people just stop coming to the gym and find out they died, because of heart attacks and heart disease. And I'm not talking about just people who are heavy. I'm talking about anybody. I've seen thin people. I've seen runners. Our insides matter, okay? Even if you don't look like you're fat, you could be still dying on the inside. So for me, this is about, not pretending you're okay, and definitely not pretending you're okay with something that you're not okay with, but everybody else is telling you, oh, it's okay, girl. It's okay, dude. It's all right. No, it's not okay. I'm not okay with this. And that's okay that I'm not okay with this. It's okay that I'm not okay with it. And I'm going to do something about it. And I'm going to set goals and I'm going to make this happen for myself. So you have to start to cultivate determination. The other day I was training a client and I said to her, halfway through the workout, I said, hey, that's the look I want on your face, a look of determination. That look of doubt, that look of doubt is not a bad, oh my God, can I do this? No, I can do this, I want to see that look. I want to see the look of working hard, not like I'm having a wonderful time here, but I'm working my butt off here. And there's nothing wrong with working your butt off. Hard work matters. Hard work makes you proud of yourself at the end of the day. I always tell my clients when they think about cheat meals, right? I don't give cheat meals. And they go, why not? I said, well, Alcoholic Anonymous doesn't give cheat meals. You can't have a shot of vodka on the weekend. If you're in AA, you can't you can have a little line of cocaine on Saturday night. No, because this is your problem. Food is your problem. So why would I keep introducing it to your life when it's your problem? Not food, but sugar and certain things like that. So I need to pull that from you, teach you that you can survive without it, or you can survive with less, but you can do it, okay? So I try to cultivate more of a determination energy than a self-defeating energy. Like, oh, I can't. Yeah, you can. You actually can, okay? It's hard. Once you can just go, you know what? This is just going to be hard, and that's just the way it is. That's what you should be saying, because that's the truth. This is not going to be easy. All the years that I competed, people would always ask me when I told them, I'm working 9-10 hours. I have 2 children at home, young kids at home. I'm in the gym 3 hours because of competition. You don't have to do 3 hours normally. But for competition, it's a point in my competition where I was training for an hour and doing cardio for 2. And the first thing they asked me was, aren't you tired? Yeah, I was tired. But I wanted it. It was worth it. I was very tired, but I also wanted it. And then I won, and I was proud of myself for doing it. So doing things that's hard to do creates another environment for you, creates a self-esteem boost. Remember this, every single time you fail, you take a notch out of your self-esteem. Stop doing things that don't work. There's going to be more diets this year. Don't do them. All you're going to do is do the same thing as you've done 10 other times. You're going to do the diet. You're going to do it as long as you can. You ain't going to be able to do it any longer, and you're going to stop, and you're going to gain your weight again. It's just the cycle that's out there, because the only thing that works is sticking to a program for the remainder of your life, which means you have to do a program that you can actually do for the remainder of your life. And you can't do Golo pills for the remainder of your life. And you don't want to. Jenny Craig for the remainder of your life. Weight Watchers. You don't want to do, you want to just eat. Don't y'all just want to just eat and just know eating this won't do that? Eating this won't do that. Eating this will do that, but I'm only going to do a little bit because I don't want to be there. And then you have the strength to do it. You actually have the strength, the fortitude to just say no. I tell people the strongest thing you could ever do, the strongest thing you could do is learn to say no. Nope. A lot of you women out there who are people, everybody around you is tugging on you that you don't have time for yourself. Learn to say no. Can't help you. Sorry. Busy. Can't do it. Got to go to the gym. My extra time I'm going to spend taking care of me. Got to learn how to say that. A lot of people can't say that. A lot of women can't say that because they want to be everything to everybody while they're falling apart. You can't be every, and no matter how much you do for everybody, it ain't enough anyway. It's never enough. You know that. So why do it? Why do so much when it's never enough anyway? Back up and tell them, you know what? You can handle a lot of that on your own. I'm good. You need to handle that because I got stuff I need to handle. I can't handle me and everything else. And trust me, you can't. Patience. All of this overnight success that everybody wants. Everybody wants overnight success. I don't get it. It's the craziest thing in the world, especially for adults. I understand when you're a child and you don't know no better, but adults supposed to know better. Like, aren't we supposed to know better that quick fixes aren't good? Why do we keep acting like they are? Why do we keep doing things that we already know don't work and then being upset when they don't work? We know quick fixes are horrible things to do, but yet we keep doing it. Every time I turn around, there's some new drug that people love popping. You know, I was in the bodybuilding industry, okay? In the bodybuilding world, everybody in sports period, you know, people use steroids, what have you. I had so many people, especially women, say, and men too. Steroids, oh my God. Oh, you're cheating. Please, man, please. All the pill popping and surgeries that people do, cheating. Come on, man. Everybody's cheating. Everybody's trying to get an edge, okay? A guy using steroids is no different than a woman using the knife, okay? It's an edge to try to do something to make yourself look better. The only difference is with steroids, you can't actually get away with you still got to work out just as hard and diet just as hard for it to work. It doesn't work that magically. Where with surgery, you just go in and come out looking different. But either way, everyone's looking for an edge. So it's not that there's a problem with having plastic surgery. I don't think there's a problem with it. I just think that ain't the end. It's not where it ends. You know, doing your surgeries or doing your lap band or whatever, it can't stop there. It has to continue. Okay, now that I did that, now I need to do this and I need to continue to do this and do that and do that. So I'm not even knocking doing it. What I'm saying is don't put somebody else down when everyone does, you know, Botox, you name it, makeup, the hair, everything. Everyone's trying to look a little better, and there's nothing wrong with that. The New Year's resolution. The best way to do a New Year's resolution is you have to have an end date. You have to have a goal. You know, what I do with my clients for this year is I'm like, okay, I need a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 12-month goal. Where are you going to be in 3 months? And then once I know where you want to be in 3 months, this is how we get there in 3 months. Okay? 3 months, not 6 months, 3 months. Because once we get there, now we're going to change things up for the 6-month. And then once we get there, we're going to change things up for the 12-month. Because you can't do it all. You have to take steps, right? Patience, baby steps. The hardest thing to do is stick to an eating program that works for you. That's the hardest thing. And then making those meals, taking those meals, making sure you have those meals, not missing those meals. That's hard a lot. That's hard enough. Forget the working out in the gym. Forget all that. If you can't get the food down, the gym ain't going to matter. I know so many people. I've seen some of my old clients. I've watched them years after I trained them. I got them in shape. I got them lean and mean. And then I'm watching them years later and they're in gyms and they're doing hard, crazy workouts and 10, 15, 20 pounds heavier than when I last saw them. And I'm like, is that what you're trying to do in that gym? Be a Hercules? Because your body fat is really high. Yeah, you're stronger, but you can be strong and small. You're not strong and small. Are you happy? No, I'm not. Okay, okay, just checking. Because I'm watching your feeds on Instagram and you sound like you're happy with this. But I know you and I know you've never been happy like that. And then they'll sit there, no. And that's the one thing I'm blessed is I train a lot of women over the last 25, 30 years. And I hear the truth. They tell me the actual truth. This is something they don't tell their friends. They actually tell me, no, I'm not okay with this. I just don't know how to stick to a program. I cheat all the time. The other day I had a talk with a client and she was like, I can't do this diet. I go, well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about something that you can do. So we talked and she was like, I said, okay, well then we're going to change your approach completely. Plus, you don't really need to lose much weight. You just need to get toned. So this is going to be your training and this is going to be your diet going forward because now we're changing things up so that you can do it. So I changed your diet up and then in about a week, we're going to talk about it again and say, so how's that feeling? Feel better now? And if you feel great, great. Now, it might take a little longer to get our goals. It might take a little longer because of the way you're eating, but at least you're doing what I need you to do. And this will get us there. It just might take a little longer. And she was like, cool. And I was like, okay, cool. So you got to have different plans. You can't just tell everybody do the same thing. This is the problem with my industry. There's nurses and doctors and trainers out there telling people the same thing they're telling everybody. They're putting everybody on the same thing. And most people can't do these. I saw one guy, I saw what he had on his nutrition program. Dude had a paragraph full of red ink. No, this, no, that, no. And I was like, dude, that is not, I'm looking at that going, who wants to do that? Nobody wants to do that. When I was competing, I did it, but when you're competing, you have to do that. If you're just a regular person just trying to look better, why do you got to do all that? And all that told me was he doesn't know anything about nutrition. So they don't know. He didn't know a clue about what to tell them to eat. So he just took everything away. And that's what a lot of people do out there. A lot of these trainers just take everything away and try to work it off of you. And you can't work off a bad diet. If the diet is bad or not good, it doesn't work, your training will never work it off, ever. Because you can eat nothing and stay fat. You can eat nothing, work all day, work out all the time and stay fat. Okay? It happens every single day. I don't know how many people I know are working their butts off 6 workouts a week on some county macro diet and their body fat don't drop at all. Not at all. And if the scale goes down, they lose it in muscle because they get weaker. They don't know how to keep muscle on. A lot of these guys don't know how to tell you how to keep muscle on. Now, if you're a bodybuilder trainer and you've been training high-level competitive bodybuilders that win titles, you know what you're doing. Okay. You find those are people like me. You find those kind of people, they know what they're doing. But if you just got a person that just looks good themselves and you think they look great and they're going to give you a diet, and then I had a guy, he had Rice Krispie treats in his diet. I was like, a trainer told you to eat Rice Krispie treats? Wow. You didn't think twice about that? You didn't go, and he did. He goes, well, it didn't sound right. I was like, yeah, you don't have to be a genius to know that something's wrong with that. You don't have to know nothing about diets and know Rice Krispie treats is probably not going to help me. But this person knows that most people who do diets want treats. So they tell you can have them. And then you don't lose the weight, or you lose the weight and you gain it back, or it takes way longer than it's supposed to. There's only a right way to do things, and that's steady, slow, and learn how to eat food. Don't go on a diet. Actually learn how food affects you. When I eat this, something happens. When I eat that, something happens. When I eat this much, when this happens, I'm sleepy. When this happens, I have energy. Experiment. Figure it out. I tell all my clients, I don't know what's going to work for you, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way for you to lose weight, enjoy it, enjoy the food you're eating. And then once you get there, show you how to keep it there and give you a 10 plus or minus 5 pounds. So if you want to be 130, this is how you stay at 130 because you can't weigh the same. You're going to go up and down. So let's go. So if you like being 130, let's get you to 125 and then bounce you between 120 and 125. If you're down at 120, you can eat away. If you get to 130, you back off, but you will know exactly the foods. You will know exactly the foods to back off from. And when you're low, you know exactly the foods you can eat and how much. So having patience, understanding how you're thinking about food is everything. How you're thinking about your process is everything. Do you believe you can do it? Are you doing something that's doable? Are you doing something that you actually believe in? Or are you just doing another thing, hoping it works? Here we go again. You know what I mean? You can't be like that. You have to trust what you're doing. And you can't trust what you're doing when you've made 1,000 dietary changes. When you've tried every diet, I've tried everything out there. Okay. Why do you keep trying everything? Why don't you try one thing that actually works? Find somebody who can actually tell you what works. Setting clear goals. Okay. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you guys are setting goals, your 3-month goal. This is a goal that I think I kind of tell all my clients. I'm not telling them to say this. They can pick up any goal they want, but a good one is consistency. By the end of 3 months, I want to be in the gym consistently, not missing meals, meal prepping, getting my numbers right, making sure I'm getting a certain amount of starchy carbs, fibrous carbs, protein, water. That should be your 3-month goal, because that's hard all on its own. And that, you notice I ain't even say nothing about the gym, about your workouts. I'm just talking about showing up consistently. Just getting there consistently. That's hard enough. Okay. Eating and getting the meals in and preparing the food. That should be your 3-month goal, because that's hard. Once you get that down, the next 6 months, the next 3 months is okay. Now let's get my body where I want it to go. All depending on how much you have to lose. If you have a ton to lose, then that's not it either. It's still the same thing. I'm gonna get my body, but now the journey begins, because you're gonna lose weight in this first process anyway. But now that we got it down, now the next 3 months, let's see what this process is. Now let's start targeting and getting there. Okay. And don't get me wrong, the diet's going to consistently change because you're consistently changing. Okay. One of the reasons that diet stopped working is because it only works when you're in the state you were in. Because you've gone from eating whatever the hell to eating this. That's why you got to change. Eventually that diet will stop working. I tell everybody, every meal plan has an expiration date when it doesn't work anymore. So I've had clients who actually do diets that take weight off them. They stop losing weight. I'll start training them. They'll lose another 30, 40 pounds. They'll plateau again and get discouraged. And without telling me, they'll go back to their old diet. And I always wondered why, because they would disappear. And I was like, what are you doing? How come you're not talking? How come you disappear? I had this one girl, I would just disappear. I'm like, what'd you disappear for? In my boot camp. And I was like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Well, I was losing and I was getting frustrated. So I went back to the diet I used to do. You mean the diet that didn't work anymore? Well, when I first did it, it worked. Right. But you're not the same person you were when you first did it. It only worked because of where you were. Where you are now, that diet won't work, because you're not the same person you were. No, I have to. If you would have came to me, I would have changed the diet you were on to match the way you are now. But I don't know that until it stops working. Once I notice, okay, you got a week or two of no movement, now we need to change something. So a lot of times I think we're not realistic with our goal setting. We're not clear with our goal setting. So be very clear with the goals that you're setting, and then be diligent upon making sure that those goals are met. And they need to be met on a date. Like April 1st, I'll be there. Not, oh, I just want to lose 20 pounds. That could take 10 years. I've seen people say I want to lose 20 pounds for 5 years, because they keep pushing, oh, another vacation, oh, another party, oh, another this. No, by April 1st, I'm going to be there. That's why bodybuilding was so good for me, because there was a date. I had to be ready whether I liked it or not. That show was going on whether I showed up in shape or not. Achieving goals to build your self-esteem. I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. The more success you have, the more your self-esteem develops. The more failures you have, the lower your self-esteem goes. And a lot of people out there do this. They keep doing these weird, silly things that don't work. And every time they fail, Their self-esteem goes a little lower and a little lower and a little lower. And pretty soon they can't move. They're completely paralyzed and frozen in time. I spoke to a woman one time and she was messaging me and we were talking and she goes, I quit. I can't do it. I just given up. And I'm like, yeah, but giving up means it'll never happen. Like if I quit, if I'm walking up a hill and I just stop walking, I'll never get to the top of the hill ever. Even if I slow down and walk slow, eventually I'll get to the top of the hill. But if I just stop and go the other way, I'm gonna have to start over again. And this is what a lot of people do. They stop completely and they back up. Now they're still in the same situation they were in before, but now they're even more disappointed in themselves, and their self-esteem has gone lower, and their insecurities go up. Remember this, guys. As your self-esteem dips, your insecurities rise. Not a good combination. Compliments. I got some bullet points, and this next one is really cool because it comes off the one I just said. Confidence builds. The more you accomplish things, the more confidence you get. Right? Anybody out there who has lived at all knows the better they do, the more they feel that they can do it. If I'm trying to do something and I see some success and I do it again, and I see some success and I do it again, I start to have confidence. I start to build my God. Hey, I'm good at this. Look at me. Same thing when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to careers is, you're going to fail, but failure is nothing but a lesson for the future. Okay, I know that don't work. Let me try something else. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try something else. I think a lot of times we need to go to professionals and get a little head start, a little kick in the butt, because a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, only reason I know it is because I've been doing it for myself and for others for so long. If you've only done this for yourself, you don't know very much. Most of the people that come to me and tell me, "Oh, I know the weights." No, you don't. You know nothing about how to lift. Most people have no clue how to lift. No clue. Even people that you look at that look good don't know. I looked amazing. I was competing and taking first and second, not winning, but taking first and second, and I never looked like the winner. I was like, the winners always look better than I do. And then I found out I was doing a whole lot of stuff wrong. So most people think they know how to work out and they really don't know how to work out. They don't understand intensity, posture, form, none of that. So they never see the success that they want to see because they don't know enough. But the more you do stuff correctly, the more confident you will be. In my program, Agents in 90, I have a thing that talks about the champion mindset, how champions think, the people that you admire. How do they think? Think about that. Think about somebody that you actually admire. Whether it's a cousin or a celebrity for, helping out the homeless, or an athlete for how successful they are on the floor, on the court or the field. Whatever it is, whoever you look at and look up to, are you doing what they do? Because champions, people who win, they don't quit, man. They don't care how hard it is. They don't care how long it takes to get there. They just keep on trudging through the mud till they get there. Because we know how good it feels when you get there. No one, I tell people, I've never had a client ask for their money back after I took 40 pounds off of them. No matter how hard it was for them to do, they never regret it. They never go, God, I hate looking this good. I hate it. I hate that my clothes fit. I hate that I'm wearing the same size I wore in high school. This sucks. I've never had that because I had all the complaining on the way there, all the whining and crying. And, I tell people, I don't care if you whine and complain, just keep on doing it. As long as you're doing what I ask, I don't care if you complain about it. But I've never had anybody, when they finally get there, upset about it. No one's ever, think about this. You will never be upset doing the right thing. You will always be disappointed in yourself doing the wrong thing. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. And another thing that I've noticed with adults, which I don't understand, is this need to always pleasure yourself. Like people always say, I don't want to sacrifice. Patrice, I don't want to have to sacrifice anything. You don't want to sacrifice anything? You're sacrificing your health. You're sacrificing your self-esteem. You're sacrificing your confidence. You're sacrificing your life expectancy. You're sacrificing your joy doing all of these things. If you actually sacrifice those foods, you would actually enhance your joy, enhance your relationship, enhance everything goes up when you control yourself. When you can say no to something, you're proud of the felt that you're proud that you even said it. I've had so many people complain about a dinner night. I went last night and all this stuff and I couldn't eat it. And then the next day I'm like, did you eat any of it? No. How do you feel? You know what? I'm glad I didn't, because I would have felt horrible if I did. I'd have felt so bad today. Because every time that I cheat, I feel bad. And they've cheated before, so they know the difference. I had this one girl that, she had cheated and she came to the gym and she was crying because of it. Not one. It's happened many times. I don't know why I said one. But she was crying. I was like, what are you crying? Why are you crying? Because I did this and I did that. And I was like, it's just one night. You going to turn it into 2 nights, or we're going to leave it at 1? Let's go. We're done. It's behind you. Was it worth it? No. Then remember this feeling. Don't do it again the next time. Remember this feeling. This feeling will keep you from doing it the next time. But if I give you it's no big deal. No, it's a big deal. It is a big deal because you feel crappy after you've done it. Now, if you did it and then the next day you was like, no big deal, I'm cool. Then it is no big deal. And you go right back to business. Then it isn't a big deal. But when you're upset about it, it's because this is something that you are used to doing, and this isn't the first time you've done it. And a lot of times I think some of my clients, they're like, how do you know all this? And I'm like, because you're not the only person. I've been dealing with the same stuff from women for 30 years. It's the same. It's like, guys, I'm telling you, you're no different than other people when it comes to why we do the things we do. We all do the same stuff. I did it when I competed. I'll tell you a story. I used to hide when I was competing for shows. I would want something so bad that I would go to a 7-Eleven at night, buy something, a Snickers bar. I would drive someplace where there was no lights or nobody around in my car and eat it. And the first time I did that, I laughed so hard at myself because I was like, dude, nobody but you knows you shouldn't. You could have ate this in the store and nobody would have cared. Who are you hiding from? Because I was basically trying to hide from myself. Now that's crazy. Okay. You can't hide from yourself. But that's what I was trying to do. And build resilience. You got to build a toughness. You got to build it. Like, everybody isn't tough right out the gate, right? You got to build that toughness. You got to build a grit inside you that says, you know what? Yeah, this sucks a little bit. Yeah, I wish I could do that. Yeah, but I don't have to. I don't have to do it. I want to do it. I enjoy when I do it, but I don't enjoy the results, right? I don't enjoy the results of what I'm doing. So maybe I need to find a way. I had a talk this morning when I was training my daughter. I trained my daughter and I said, whenever she was like, I have these sweets and I'm addicted to sweets. And I go, you're not addicted to sweets. A drug addict isn't addicted to Coke. An alcoholic isn't addicted to alcohol so much. What they're addicted to, now with a lot of those drugs, they get in your system and your system needs it. But what they first get addicted to is how all of these things make you feel. You're addicted to the feeling that you get when you eat sugar. Because I'm a sugaraholic. Okay. And I know I have to have substitutes to give me the same feeling without the sugar. The same feeling without the alcohol, the same feeling without the drugs, the same feeling without the cigarettes, the same feeling without the, you know what I mean? We're looking for a feeling. That's why we're doing it. Because we know, man, I'm drinking too much. But drinking gets me there. Cocaine gets me there. Food takes me to that place. Then the next day I'm like, God, why did I do that? Especially if it's causing you problems. Why am I doing that? I'm missing work. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. So remember that it's not that you're addicted to the item. It's how the item makes you feel. Because if you ate all that food and you felt horrible, you wouldn't eat it, right? If eating that food made you feel horrible, you wouldn't eat it. But it does make you feel horrible emotionally. Yummy wise, it's great when you're doing it. The next day, not so great. Now your emotions. So how do you stay from having these down, depressed next days? like the few clients that have come to me in tears the next day by saying no. It's hard when you're saying it, but the next day you ain't crying about it. I've never had somebody cry because they didn't do it. I didn't have chicken yet. I didn't have any potato chips. I've never seen that. I've seen I had potato chips. I've never seen I didn't have them. Normally it's like, oh my God, they have all this stuff, all my favorite stuff. But I said no, because they're proud. They can't believe they said no. And I'm like, good for you. So I hope that helps you guys when it comes to making your resolutions, decisions you're going to make, and an approach to how you're going to conquer this. Let 2024 be the first time in your life that your New Year's resolution wasn't about drastic change. It was about, I'm going to be a person that doesn't lie to myself about what I want. And I'm going to go for it with intensity and vigor because it matters. This ain't about everybody else. This is just about me. For me to be the best version of myself so that I can be all I want to be to my children and my husband and my wife and my whoever it is. For me to be the best version of myself, I have to control myself, right? You have to control yourself. You can't just be a wild, willy person and have life work out the way you want. Things are going to work out. And, and I'll leave you with this. We're not children, guys. You're an adult. Adults are supposed to understand sacrifice. Kids are the only ones who are not supposed to understand that you can't just play all the time. Most of your life as a child is play, play, play. And every now and then you got to do something responsible. As an adult, it flips. 80% of the time you have to do what's responsible and you get 20% to play. For a kid, it's the other way around. 80% play, 20% responsible. And a lot of people, as they age, they won't give it up. They just want to play. I just want more play. You see it all the time. They just want to play. Everything is a joke. Everything is a game. So as an adult and being an adult, act like an adult, okay? Adults do the hard thing. Adults do the right thing. Adults do what they're supposed to do, not what's always fun to do. Adults sacrifice for the better good down the road. We sacrifice. So learn to say no, and sacrifice is good. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna start getting my YouTube going here. I haven't done it a lot in the last few months because I've been working on other things. When you own, anybody who knows, if you own your own business, you ain't never done. I work all the time, but that's okay because I love doing what I do. So you guys take care, and I will see you next week. And I'll do another one of these every Monday. I think I'm gonna do this. What's today? Tuesday? Maybe Tuesdays. Yeah, I think I'll do one of these every Tuesday. All right, you guys take care. And I am out. And remember, be the best version of yourself always.